Game time! Woo!
What up, YouTube? Courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten. It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDUBS Arcade Loft, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes. Friday night just got live.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
That's right, my dudes. The real men of genius are here. The four horsemen of retro arcade gaming and the best goddamn arcade and gaming podcast show on YouTube. You better believe it. Welcome, everybody, to the Super Game Room Dudes. I, as always, am your host, P-Dubs. With me are my co-hosts, Detroit Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Restalgia. How are you, gentlemen?
What up, what up?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm doing fine. Now, we got a lot to cover tonight, so let's kick it off the way we always do. Let's say hi to who's here in the live chat. Make sure you guys let us know you're here. Okay, here we go. Reset Rudy's here, who we accidentally had a little issue with on our Facebook group today. Rudy, we apologize. Michael B was hitting the band hammer so hard, and it was nuts. And we apologize. We owe Rudy an apology. Rudy, we are sorry. All right, let's take a look here. All right, guys, we got Verdsky's here, Lou's here, Made in Canada's here, Dan is here, Greaser's here, Bitchy B's here, Kongs are us, Console Kids, Scarpad is here, Raymond, Paul, Mad Astra, Conti Dina, Dr. Funk is in the house with the Funkadactyls next to him. Endless One Up is here. Ritual Dello, Dark Empire is here. Biggie D's here, and Biggie D and I are actually going to be doing some game hunting and arcade touring tomorrow. So Biggie D, looking forward to hanging out with you here in sunny Arizona. We got Quentin is here. Dark Room is here. Nooner's here. The whole gang is here, guys. Welcome to the show. We greatly appreciate it. All right. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about here tonight, guys. We want to talk about some pinball. We got Scooby Doo pinball coming from Spooky. We got Zen Pinball announcing the Adams Family, one of the most popular real arcade games of all time, coming to you in a virtual environment. Evercade EXP were the victims of the Hamburglar, which we'll talk about. Restalgia has finally gotten off his butt and done something for the show. He's got some great VR stuff he wants to talk about with you guys tonight. So if you're into VR gaming, we will have a nice VR gaming segment for you. Also, we're going to talk about the latest news and notes and information and updates from Arcade 1UP, iiRcade, AtGames, the works. And we only have an hour and 25 minutes to do this. When this broadcast ends, I've set up a redirect to send you over to Kong's RS channel because he's going to be doing an awesome mod you don't want to miss if you own an Arcade 1UP Ridge Racer cabinet, and he's going to be doing it live. And the best thing about it is if it doesn't work, that would be incredible, right? Like, you know, no pressure, no pressure, my dude, on putting together a good show for everyone tonight. Also, guys, I want to give a big shout out real quick. I got to give a plug. You know me. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Basement Corner Arcade Show. How many of you guys have ever heard of that? Put that in the live chat for me. So the Basement Corner Arcade Show, unfortunately, is no more. So what stinks about that is, you know, MCAP and Rascal, they're big fans of ours, and we're big fans of them. They unfortunately have decided to, you know, split, do different things. So Rascal himself is doing a new podcast show with, check this out, guys. I don't know if you know this or not, but do you guys remember Shotgun Sean, one of our favorites in this gaming community? Who doesn't remember Shotgun Sean? So they are going to be doing a podcast show on Rascal's channel on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. You guys don't want to miss it. Now, here's the one thing about this particular podcast show is I don't really believe it's Shotgun Sean who's co-hosting the show with Rascal, because I caught their debut episode earlier this week was their first episode. And when I was watching this episode, something didn't feel right. I was like, is that really Shotgun Sean? I zoomed in on the replay, guys, and something's not jiving here. Michael B, explain yourself, my man. Are you really Shotgun Sean?
No, but we both are the illegitimate children of Don Mattingly, so that does make sense.
All right, my dude. So Michael B and Shotgun Sean, they may or may not be the same person. We don't know. You'll have to tune in Tuesdays nights on Rascal's channel. I'll add a link to the video description when this podcast is over, so you guys can go check them out. All right, my dudes, let's get the show started proper. So who likes Scooby Doo? Are there any Scooby Doo fans here?
Depends on what you mean by likes Scooby Doo.
Like, do you like the cartoons, the movies, the live action movies, the full animation cartoons, the old TV show, as well as what do you think about it coming to pinball? Go ahead, man. Throw it out there, guys.
Do porn parodies count?
Oh my god.
They might.
Ruh-roh.
They might. They might.
All the Thelmas, huh?
I mean, there's no on this panel, nobody likes Scooby Doo?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody.
Of course, like Scooby Doo.
When you
man.
word
We all
it
grew
like
up
that,
with
I was gonna
Scooby-Doo.
say everyone likes Scooby Doo, but like I'm not going out of my way to watch Scooby Doo now. Like I grew up with Scooby Doo, so I think like it has a special place.
You
in
didn't
my
grow
heart,
up with
but-
Scooby Doo. You grew up with Aladdin and the Lion King, and that was it.
Okay,
that
that's
was the
fair.
only media
But-
you knew.
But my understanding is that Scooby Doo was pretty much just a ripoff of the Lion King. So like, if I've seen the Lion King, I've pretty
That's
much
fair.
seen all of Scooby Doo.
That's fair.
I mean, I've seen a lot of Scooby Doo lately, especially on TikTok, and it's usually all these TikTok girls dressing up in Velma cosplays and wiggling their butts for 15 seconds, and I'm here for that. I'm
you
here
have
for
links? Do you have links?
that. No, I'm not going to share any links. But yeah, the Velma cosplays are always great. Everyone had a crush on Velma growing up. And all that. What was the other girl's name? Not Velma.
Daphne.
Daphne, that's right. Daphne. Yeah, the redhead. Yeah, not a big fan of Daphne. She was a snob, but who didn't like her?
Whoa. Whoa.
I can tell you one thing though. I did not like the live action movies. I didn't like the live action movies at all. But I'll watch the cartoons. Which streaming service is it? Is it Hulu or Netflix? It's one of the streaming services. Guys, let me know in the live chat if you know which one I'm talking about. One of them have like all the Scooby Doo like movie cartoons, and they're fun to watch, man. They're a good time. The cartoons are always good. What do you guys think?
I don't think I've ever seen any of the movie cartoons of Scooby, but obviously growing up, that's all we watched was Scooby.
Yeah, I've got I've got a daughter who's just 6 now, and she got into a big binge on those 2 Scooby Doo movies, the more recent ones, a little while ago. So I watched them ad nauseum very recently, like 100 times each. So they're very fresh in my mind. But of course, I grew up watching Scooby Doo, and it was not so much the 70s show we used to watch on like TBS. It always have it on reruns and stuff like that. So I'm very familiar with the older show and the newer show too. As long as there's no Scrappy Doo, I think we're okay.
So, which obviously leads us into, guys, Spooky Pinball. That's right, my dude. Spooky Pinball is coming out with a real Scooby Doo pinball machine. Did you guys catch the trailer, the announcements? This did trend a bit on social media. What do you guys think about Scooby Doo Real Pinball? Obviously, this is going to be a very expensive product, but what do you guys think?
Is it
I
Stern?
think-
Is Stern expensive, or is it?
Well, they
on
didn't give the initial prices, but I'm guessing like, what, 9,000-10,000 minimum for some of the versions.
Yeah, you're between 8 and about 14 for these.
It's a
Yeah.
big range, but they're probably
That-
going to have multiple different versions, right?
Yeah, that's all. That was my question. Are they going to have just one release, or are they going to have a premium, a standard, a deluxe?
Oh,
No,
did you can you go back to that multi-ball?
Mystery
It's on
Machine
multiple
multi-ball?
Yeah, can you just show that? Oh, look, they had AtGames and do the multi-ball screen.
That does look like a Magic Pixel screen, doesn't it? Excuse me. Sick looking table right here. It does look cool from Raven. I'm surprised it wasn't even a table theme before. Were there ever a Scooby Doo pinball machine before? I can't think of one. Standard will be 7,700. Yep, Spooky Pinball, just like Stern, they make multiple variants of the tables with more toys and assets to jack up the price. Dan Z is already saying he wants a Pee-wee's Playhouse pinball. I can get behind that, provided they can get the original voice acting and all that kinds of stuff involved. But yep. Oh, let's pause it right here. So you're going to get the mystery ball. You get secret passages underneath the playfield. I always love that. Ramps, toppers, molded sculptures, blah, blah, blah. All the typical stuff. Five-player gameplay, 200 RGB LEDs, just to name a few of them. And all your typical knockers, shakers, coin box, all that kinds of stuff. So this is going to be a pretty badass real pinball machine. Can't wait to see it in person. So
No, I don't see anything about voices, but there's no way they would release it without having some voice clips.
Well,
the original actors, I think, are in it.
Yeah, I did have it muted to avoid a copyright claim because we have a habit of getting claims on ourselves. What can I say? We get kind of silly.
Jinky.
But if you watch the trailer, guys, just go to Spooky Pinball on YouTube. They have their own YouTube channel. Watch the trailer. It sounds like a lot of cartoon music as well as cartoon voices and stuff from the games. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So a lot of good stuff. I just had it muted. They got Frank Weller. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not
All
familiar with Spooky. Do they have any current tables, or is this just
Oh,
debut?
do they ever, brother? They just did the Halloween table, which is why I'm super interested in Spooky. Like, I'm not a big Scooby Doo fan. This is not a table I would buy personally, but I would love to play it, obviously. If I'm in an arcade and I see it, it'd be fun to play, and maybe the experience would change me. But what I do love is they did that Halloween table, and there's a possibility of them doing more like obscure horror movie tables like Hellraiser, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, getting into that line. So I hope they make a ton of money on this table so they can do more Halloween horror shit that I would enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, they did the Halloween table, which that table, from what I saw, mostly positive reviews. I've never played it. Mike, did they have it at Galloping Ghost in the mini pinball? Did we play it? No, they had Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
They didn't have Halloween.
I was fascinated because, like, obviously they had a horror theme when you went into that first room. Like, every table in there was kind of like scary and, Halloween themed, and no Halloween. So, yeah, I'm yet still to play Halloween. Kills me.
Zoinks might be the reaction to the price tags, but hey, man, real pinball is an investment as well as a hobby, but it really is an investment.
I think
So there you
If
go.
Spooky makes a Amityville horror table, I would probably run and hide in the closet. That movie always freaked me out as a kid.
Do you know what the fourth Amityville horror movie's called?
What's that?
It's Amityville 4, and it's called It's About Time, and it's got a clock on the cover. It's all about actual time. I just found that funny. It's about time. Literally.
That's great, man.
I think Spooky also did the Rick and Morty pinball machine.
Who
Does that
cares,
sound
you dirty millennial? Get out of here.
Oh man, you're so mean. To
Brutal,
Nostalgia,
Mike.
man. You're
God,
so
you're
mean.
so damn old. You're like one of those grumpy old people that's just mad at everything because
Brutal millennial.
they realize that their generation sucks worse than the ones that come after.
Hey kids, look at my colorful hats. Who wants to play Pogs?
You guys are hilarious, man. So let's take a look here, guys. So we got a little something to show you, and this is something that, speaking of pinball, that a lot of pinball folks are going to be excited about, and that is Pinball FX from Zen Studios. They did their own on their YouTube channel. They do their own podcast, or no, not really podcast. It's like a recorded show. It's usually only about anywhere from 10 to maybe 25 minutes long at the most, which is fantastic. Stuff like this doesn't need to be dragged on for an hour.
Would you say that is the correct format for a company to deliver news in?
I think
like
so.
if you're an arcade or home arcade company, wouldn't that be a better format than long form content?
Yeah. So for instance, like iiRcade tends to do like an hour broadcast for like a one game announcement. And I think, and it's just my opinion, you guys let me know in the live chat, it would be better for them just to do it kind of like what Zen does and just do like, hey, it's a 15-minute recorded thing. Just push it out there and let it fly. And that way people get in, get out, get the news, get in, get out. Unless you have like a really big event like guests, interviews, stuff like that. You know, let the nonsensical, overlong, extended babbling, leave that to us.
Yeah.
And if they do a live thing for an hour, because they like to have this like family type thing, but that shouldn't be the one that's released and stays there. They edit it down for everyone else that wasn't on live.
So let me clarify my statement there. If you're going to do something that's an official like show release, I like what Zen does. It's a polished, coordinated activity, their show that they put off. You can still do community events, and let's be honest, what iiRcade does is mostly community events. It's a way to bring their small family together. But if you're a company making a public announcement, do it professionally.
True. Now, speaking of announcements, they did drop a bit of a bombshell with Adams Family, guys. So Adams Family is coming to Zen Studios. Again, I have it muted to avoid a copyright claim because they did play the original music from the TV show over this trailer, and we're going to get the Zen Studios version of this original pinball game. And Mike, you were messaging me all week. You've been hyped about this, buddy. Ain't that right?
Yeah, super excited. I mean, of all the games that fans have dreamed about for Zen to bring to Pinball FX, really we wanted on Pinball FX 3, but for the new Pinball FX early access, Adams Family was up there. I know this was previously on Pinball Arcade back in the day, right, PDUBS?
Yes, it was.
So it's not the first time for people, but we finally get those excellent Zen physics and get to see how they apply their trait to this.
If I recall, I think Pinball Arcade or Farsight Studios had to do a Kickstarter to get this game released. And then,
really?
of course, there are other VPX versions of this game out there as well. There are others, but this is one from Zen working with Williams, I should say. And now we're going to get the Zen version of this. And, it doesn't look bad. Hopefully it'll be decent. They also announced that their Pinball FX platform is going to be coming to consoles. Did they say, was it February, Mike, for that?
Yeah. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox. I don't think they said Nintendo. And they also said Epic. One major exclusion was the Steam store. It looks like Steam is not going to have access to Pinball FX anytime soon for those of you that have been waiting for it and didn't want to jump on the Epic Games bandwagon.
So when I caught their stream, one thing he mentioned is that they are looking at on the console releases, when Pinball FX comes out on console, they'll give you the ability to rotate the screen. So if you did have a rotating, television set monitor hooked up to your console, you can rotate it. And, that's something that you saw easily with the Switch with FX3, right? You could easily rotate the screen with the Switch, but not so much with Xbox and PlayStation. So it's nice that Xbox and PlayStation will get that feature for people who want to use those systems to play these games. What else do they say? Yeah, Steam not coming anytime soon. I think that's the one a lot of us are waiting for. That way we can get it up and running properly on our virtual pinball machines. What else did they say? Something about the ticketing. Do you guys remember what they said
Yeah,
about
so
the ticketing?
they've heard the feedback from the ticketing system, and they said, "We've heard you. It's bunk, so we're getting rid of it. It's gone. So the ticket system's going to be gone. Anybody with open tickets, they're going to figure out a way to compensate you. And if you previously bought your games through the ticketing system, they're going to be able to let you take them over to your new platform of choice somehow. I can't remember exactly, but obviously they've heard the feedback. I mean, I don't know what you call it. The in-game currency just didn't make any sense, or in-program currency. It reminds me of the old Itchy and Scratchy money from when Homer and the Simpsons went to Itchy and Scratchy land. You can use it inside the park, but then really nowhere took it. So I buy all this Itchy and Scratchy money, and then I still can't buy Indiana Jones. So it was kind of stupid, but they were excited about the freedom it would provide them. And one thing they explained that a drawback of moving away from the in-game currency, moving to real currency is now they can no longer do a once a month release for games because of drawbacks for the way like the tax system works and everything like that through licensing, or I don't know how it works. I'm not a global economist, but now apparently it's not going to be one game a month. It's going to be one game when they can.
Yeah. I mean, I myself, I didn't want to touch Pinball FX, and it's been out for a bit on the Epic Games Store. It took me a long time before I finally tested it, and then I did a video saying, hey, I finally tried Pinball FX. Really, I do like it, like I said in that video, but the only thing that I really didn't like, and I know some of you like the ticketing system, but I didn't. Like, I don't want to have to spend $20 to get X amount of tickets, and then I buy a game and it doesn't equal, let's just say $20. And I got these tickets left over and they just sit there. You know what I mean? It's like I gave you money. Just like, for me, it should just be the table's $5. Here's $5. I got my table. Boom, done. And it sounds like that's what they're moving towards now, right, Mike? Where it's just like it's going to be cash only, and I'm like totally cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, for me personally, if you like the tickets. I thought it was stupid. Go ahead,
Carl. Nate UT has a great comment there. Why don't you read it out, brother?
Let's see. Tickets could have made cross-platform easier.
Yeah,
What's
because
the idea there?
what they announced, if they could, your tickets could have went across from system to system to system.
Oh.
So even though your games don't exchange from system to system to system, you have to rebuy them for each platform. I think that's what's being explained. With the ticket system, maybe your currency could have been used. Say if you bought something on Steam on your computer, you still had tickets left over. You possibly could have used that then on your PlayStation to buy a game there.
You know what else
that
you
would
can
make
do
sense.
across platform? You can use cash.
Well, they're saying you can't.
Why couldn't you just? Well, I know, but if they had just used cash and didn't use a ticket system, then you would just buy it across whatever platform you're on.
No, yes, you're right, 100%. But you don't have a wallet in system to buy things. I know what you mean.
No, is
There's
this,
buy the packs in the actual game store, right?
I'm not. Go ahead. Is this are they saying this balance of tickets that you already have will be able to be used across platforms so that they don't go to waste because you may not want to buy something? That makes sense. Now, the Adams Family, I've played them VPX, and that version of it is not like an authentic one, so it has some issues. But I like Zen. I like the subtleness of. We saw the trailer there. They had Thing and they had It. Just very subtle. Those things I like. I like the more realistic pinballs, like this table here, with just the subtle animation. So it looks pretty good. I'm not familiar with Epic. I've never purchased anything on Epic. So I would be delighted if they indeed bring it to Steam eventually.
Yep. JR says he thinks they said you could win tickets in game. I missed that, but if that's true, I guess that's okay. What else we got here? Each platform takes a percentage cut. Here comes Bard, and probably different cuts. Tough to account for. Could be a good guess. Nate is here. What's up, Nate? If they add Indie to Pinball Pass, I'll go that route. Pinball Pass will be cross-platform. Yes, let's hope that is. Oh, wait, I'm glad this guy mentioned it right here. Where did it go? Snoopy table looked really fun as well. All those the Peanuts table and what is it? The Trolls table.
The nostalgia table, yes.
The nostalgia table, the My Little Brony table.
Also the nostalgia table.
Also the nostalgia table, the Panda table, like all those tables.
Kung Fu Panda, yeah.
Yeah, all those those games have been pretty much exclusive to the Apple Zen platform. Those will be available on the consoles and Pinball FX soon as well. So everyone will have access to those games. Nostalgia, are you hyped or what, buddy?
I can't wait for My Little Pony or whatever it is.
We knew it.
I'm stoked. I am stoked. I cannot wait to play with Twilight Sparkle and Applejack and all of the other little ponies.
You're everything that's wrong with the upcoming society. You know that, right?
I can't wait to see a Kung Fu nostalgia stream. But the best Kung Fu I've seen lately, guys, you have to check out Detroit Love on TikTok. My dude, your TikTok videos are amazing. And you've done this, like, what is this karate TikTok thing you got going on? You know what I'm talking about? It's hilarious. I wish I had a clip of it.
Yeah, I just have fun on TikTok. For the Chinese, they're taking over the world over there on TikTok. So.
What? What's going on, man? So,
they're tracking everything through TikTok. You know that, but we can't help ourselves.
And this is the portion of the show where we put on our tinfoil hats and find out what really is on, what is it called? What was that island one where they go hunting for treasure and they found like alien remains?
Oh, God.
Curse of Oak Island. This is where we put on
I've
our
never seen
tinfoil
that.
hats and do the Curse of Oak Island.
Man.
Anyways, one thing I'm really impressed with, all the titles that Zen have brought to this new Pinball FX, I mean, is all very exciting. But if Arcade 1-Up ever gets their game back together with making pinball, think of the shit that they can do now with virtual pinball tables in 720p with no online. But you can, like, they could do a virtual Adams Family skin Williams table for your home arcade. They could do a virtual Indiana Jones skin pinball table for your home arcade now if they can work out the licenses.
They could do a My Little Pony skin for your home arcade, Mike.
Yes.
So JR asked, hey, why the Bride of Pinball, which was also recently released,
Oh, yeah.
why wasn't that on FX3? Well, pretty much, I think Indy was the last FX3 game. Like, they pretty much have said, like, anything new moving forward is FX. So they're basically saying, come to the new platform to play the new games. You know what I mean? But there you go.
And I think they begrudgingly gave us Indy too, because they were long done when Indy came out. They were already ready to go to the new one. They were just like, one more go around the sun for our FX3 fans.
Yep. Now, guys, make sure you check out, put that back on the screen. Make sure you check out Detroit Love's TikTok. His TikTok is absolutely hilarious. Real Detroit Love on TikTok. Love it. Love it. All right, let's get that off of there as well. So, guys, we got a little bit of sad news that we need to report right now. So this is kind of heartbreaking, I should say. Stop fiddling with the stuff. All right, here we go. Sorry, we got
not me.
Everyone has.
I wasn't doing it.
You know who it is, Captain Furnace.
No, it doesn't work on AtGames yet because you're trying to play it via Steam, Tim, and it's not working on Steam yet. So yeah, you gotta wait for it to be released on Steam, buddy. Let's see here. Here we go. All right, here we go. I got some crazy news. So basically, the Hamburglar hit Funstock, guys, and Blaze Entertainment this week. This was big news earlier in the week. Yeah, we're late talking about it, but we're like, we'll just talk about it on the show instead of making YouTube videos about it. But hats off to all the content creators that have been covering this. But basically, the Evercade EXP limited edition. I guess there were some containers or a container. They had the limited edition, the black version of the console that was set aside for North American customers. So our container, Mike, my container, my black Evercade EXP container got stolen, robbed, empty. Units are gone, MIA. Now, containers that had the white units weren't infected. containers that were designated for European customers are good to go. It's just the one container of black editions, limited editions for North American customers. And they got robbed. And sure enough, man, people have been watching like all the like aftermarket, like eBay and other websites. And whenever they see someone post a black Evercade EXP for sale, they're reporting it to the police. They're reporting it to Evercade. Now, obviously, guys, this stuff is all going to be covered by insurance, right? Sucks for Evercade, but they'll get an insurance check that'll pay for this. And obviously that'll fund them reproducing the units. We're going to get our units, and Evercade is going to recover monetary compensation from their commercial insurance carrier for this theft. So it's not like the company's going to go out of business or anything. That's why we have insurance, right? But what stinks is the fact that this happened in the first place. This is insane. What do you guys think about this? Let me know.
Well, for one, you can tell you work for the insurance companies because you're like, everything's fine. They're just, they're not going to lose money. They don't have to pay a deductible. So, I mean, they're going to come out a little bit short because they do have to pay that deductible. But what they do get in turn is something that is actually going to be very useful for them. Is this has become mainstream news now. So on top of the fact this happened and it sucks, who really this sucks for more than anybody else are the real Keener super fans that ordered these and were excited to get these before the holiday season. These may be like the only Christmas gifts for some dads out there. So it sucks they're not going to get them. But what Evercade's going to get in return is some mainstream media coverage and some goodwill. So this may in turn help them grow their business, funny enough. So that's a good thing for them. And hopefully their insurance premium's not too high.
Well, if I see one on the black market, can I buy mine and then report them then?
Yeah, after you buy it. Make sure you get it in hand first.
Now, you know what really, really kind of stinks about this story, guys, is there are a number of people out there. Now, let's be honest, guys. We live in a world of freedom. And if you want to pre-order something and scalp it, like that's totally fine. Some people hate it. Some people don't. But a lot of people will have pre-ordered like the black editions in order to scalp them for a profit. So what stinks is some of those people already had listings up like, hey guys, I pre-ordered, I made the payment. Once the product arrives, they've put it on eBay and Mercari and other listings like, hey, if you want to buy my pre-order. Here's what stinks about that, guys. Mike, Carl, Steven. Those people, because Evercade super fans are so obsessed with finding out who committed this crime, they're reporting those listings to the police. And those people are completely innocent. They're just trying to make a buck, right? And the police and Blaze have to figure all this out, like who's a scalper and who's a thief trying to resell something. You know what I mean? Like it's been an interesting story to follow nonetheless. The Evercade Discord channel has been the most exciting Discord channel I've ever participated in the last week. What do you think about that mess, guys?
It's crazy. And, at the same time, you say people that are just trying to make a couple bucks. I know what scummy people write code and bots on the internet to make sure that they get multiple copies of a device when it first comes out so they can sell multiples. I've talked to some of them. Some of them I've even done shows with that I might be doing a show with one of them right now. And those people are scum and they deserve something like this to happen to them. But, for everybody else that just naturally wanted to get one, I do feel bad. But to Nostalgia, go to hell.
Now, to be clear, I've literally never ever used the bot to buy stuff. I'll be very clear. So, Mike,
they say right here,
only to get you your PS5 that you asked me to get you. That's it. That's it. That's the only time I did it. One time, and it was for you.
You just told me, you gave me a heads up that they're going to go on sale. That's all. The bot didn't do anything.
I'm just saying. Did you end up with a PS5 because of me or not?
Well, yeah.
I accept your apology.
Speaking of all those TikTok Velma girls, they need to get on this. We need the mystery gang to solve this crime.
Yeah.
So
you know who I actually kind of feel worse for than Evercade, because Evercade's protected in terms of their insurance. Mm-hmm. But you pinpointed like the people who are buying them and maybe selling their pre-orders online. What about the people who bought the pre-order and have already flipped the pre-order online? And let's say they sold it on eBay and eBay's paid them. And since then, they've spent that money. But now they're no longer going to get that product. So they then have to refund the purchaser. So then they're in like this weird financial situation too. not that I feel super bad for scalpers, but not everyone who's selling their pre-order is necessarily a scalper. I don't know. It's just that's also a super shitty situation to be in too.
Fa la 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 ching ching.
Hey guys, I just want to give a big shout out, and I would appreciate it if everyone else in the live chat would do the same for our moderators. We got Jason here tonight. We got Console Kids. We got Ritual Dello. Pitbull's here. I saw him earlier. Guys, you're doing a great job moderating live chat. We greatly appreciate your support. Keep up the good work, moderators. Thanks so much. All right, guys. Any final thoughts on this Evercade? Carl, what do you think about this? I've never heard of something like this happening before. What are your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, man. It's just crazy that people. It sounds like it was people with a little more information than they need to have had, obviously, and so I think eventually they're probably going to catch up with this person. But yeah, it's a bummer. You know when you guys spot like those Steam decks, things like that, you know how people are anticipating that to be the first one to get it, yada yada yada. Would it be in a limited edition? You know, it sucks for sure.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Here's Jason right here. Yeah, I agree with you completely, Carl. Oh my God. Can you guys imagine if the Valve Steam Deck containers got stolen? With the hype. I mean, the Evercade EXP has a following, and there's a lot of people super excited to get it. But let's be honest, the Valve Steam Deck had a bigger audience, bigger following, a lot more people waiting to get their hands on it. Can you imagine if that got stolen? It would have been insanity. You know, we got to wait another 8 months. Oh man, people would have lost their shit.
Yeah, but nothing bigger if this 500 container of these KI Pros come up missing. That would be terrible for sure.
Oh yeah, the KI Pros, which did land, which would we'll get to Arcade One Up soon. We'll mention that the KI Pros hit the shores. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did.
January feels closer and closer every day, doesn't it, Carl?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Tim says it was Santa Claus. Oh, why would Santa Claus do that? Maybe Krampus took them. Maybe Krampus.
Well, Santa must have taken them because there was a chip shortage, so his elves couldn't have made them, and he had to deliver on those wish lists, right?
A bunch of Ford trucks are going to roll out of the plant very soon. Trust me. So I actually do have an inside theory on what happened with this targeted attack that happened to Evercade. I think that it's all those grumpy people that were upset that Capcom wasn't coming out on a cartridge. This was their way of striking back.
You think it was like an organized
physical
attack?
media forever?
This is funny. Like, I heard they only had 456 of the 500. Well, maybe. I mean, Arcade One Up has containers that have multiple units. I remember this because I can't believe I was doing this. I honestly feel stupid about it now. I was paying all this money to these import sites so I could find these bills of ladling and look at them. And I've canceled my subscription, guys, so I can't see the import data anymore. It was what, $30 a month I was wasting for a couple bits of information. But regardless, I remember looking at those. Sometimes they'll put multiple cabinets in a single container. So the other 44 Blitz cabinets could be in another container or a container on the way. They could be like jam-packed in between some NFL Blitz cabinets. Who the F knows? Or maybe they only made 456. Maybe that's all they sold. Who cares?
Maybe
but
either 44 review units out.
No, they didn't. There's no more cabs to sell. Why would you send a review unit out?
To give them to certain NFL players. I don't know if there's not NFL players. Sorry, like certain social media players.
So
players.
Social media influencers. Why would you send one to a social media? Like, if I have a product that's already completely pre-sold, why am I sending one out to a media person to then hype it?
Just for exposure, marketing.
For exposure, for marketing.
What did PlayStation 5 do?
You're a marketing.
What did Xbox Series X do?
PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X had future sales of the same product.
Yeah. It's all about
marketing
brand,
maven.
It's all about brand awareness, Mike.
So, anyways, I did want to mention that Arcade One Up has been known to keep back a number of full physical units for replacement parts because they don't. From what I understand, they don't have separate shipments. They just basically break down cabs, tear open boxes, and send those parts out for replacement parts. So the other 44 might in fact be held back for replacement parts, and giving Arcade 1-Up's track records of problems with cabinets, 44 might be a bit light, so we'll see how that goes.
All right, guys, let's pivot over. We want to talk about some VR gaming. Michael B has a game he wants to talk about that he's excited that's coming out soon. But before we get to Michael B, the man, the myth, the legend, Restalgia finally is contributing to the show. No, I'm kidding, my friend. He put together some nice clips for you, and he wants to talk to you about a little something here that he's into. And in fact, every week, Restalgia is going to be talking to you about the best VR game or VR games you should be thinking about playing. And tell us about this, because it is football season, Restalgia. What you got for us, brother?
NFL Pro Era. It's not new, but it's recent. And the game's actually really cool because you do play this on the MetaQuest 2, and you play as the quarterback of your favorite NFL team. So you get to pick your team, you get to completely customize your player, pick the gloves you've got, and then you go out there and you play as the quarterback. So you're only playing as offense, but you get all the flexibility to throw the ball. You can run the ball. You can actually run it yourself. There's like a whole bunch of stuff you can do. And the game itself is just really well done and a ton of fun. So if you are a football fan, this is probably one that you're not going to want to sleep on. I spent many hours playing this game, and I didn't think I would really get that much out of it, but it's probably my favorite game on the Quest right now. So definitely you guys should check it out.
Well, you do have some clips that you want to show for us. So
Sure.
I am
Why don't you
going
pull up
to...
the first one.
You want me to pull up the first one here? All
Yeah,
right.
pull
So
up the first one there.
this is you playing, correct? This
is me playing. This is just like a little teaser. I'll give you guys a couple other clips too that are pretty good, but this is just an example of just like standard gameplay and getting a touchdown.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's see how good Restalgia does at VR football.
First down, Let's take it down south, baby. Shotgun, split offset Miami. Shotgun, split offset Miami.
Oh, so you can throw the ball.
You're the quarterback. Of course you can throw the ball.
I noticed a comment in the live chat. Somebody said you couldn't throw the ball.
You can you're the quarterback.
That's what I'm just asking.
It's just like the
That's
real
what he
world,
said.
PDUBS. If you can't throw a ball in the real world, you're not going to be able to throw the ball in VR.
Yeah. And like it's funny because when I'm playing, like you feel like you're actually playing football. So like I was actually like moving my hands and I was really getting into it. There's another one here that I actually really like. Let me pull this up for you, PDUBS.
All right.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Like, of all the NFL teams you could play with, like, what kind of asshole plays with the Carolina Panthers? Like, what
Yeah,
kind
seriously.
of absolute...
What is wrong with you? What is wrong? They are a solid team.
They've never been a solid team. They made it to one Super Bowl, and that was a ridiculous...
That's not even true at all. But
So,
no, they are a great team.
What was the final score of that game there, buddy? Did you win or lose?
I won that. I've only in the season that I played, I completed the season. I've lost, I think, 2 out of 16 or 17 games.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the online working?
Online does work. Yeah. You can play.
It doesn't
online.
have late hits.
It does have late hits. No, it doesn't.
Excellent.
Have late
This
hits.
is the well, I'm just gonna play Dreamcast.
Yeah. The problem with this game is that you only play as the offense, and you've got no ability to play as special teams, and you've got no ability to play as defense. And the other thing that's kind of shitty is that you really only get to play the 3 downs. So if you are on like 4th and 1, you don't have the option to try to run it or to throw it. You have to punt it. So you just immediately get booted off to the sidelines. Special team goes out, they punt it, or they do a field goal, whatever you are in terms of range, and then you don't have any other options there. So I don't like that. And then defense, you don't have any control. You just have to watch the other team like smoke you.
Well, to be accurate, you only get to play as the quarterback, not the offense.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And you can skip through the defense's plays. That way you don't have to sit there and wait. through the whole thing. But you can be on the sideline and just watch what's happening as well.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mike.
So if I'm the quarterback and I throw an interception, and can I still, if I'm the last line of defense, tackle the intercepting carrier?
I've never been in that situation, but you can run, like you can sprint. And in the next video, I'm going to show it to you, but I don't know if you can actually.
Look at
make
Nostalgia.
contact.
He's like, I've never thrown a pick. I'm good at
So-
I'm the man.
So
listen. Little
can
known
I
fact,
throw a rouge? Like, is there a CFL version? Can I throw a rouge?
There is no CFL version, Mike. I'm sorry.
You guys are ridiculous.
Little known fact, I get really competitive with football. I had in a different lifetime, I played fairly competitively, and I just love football.
So you played competitively, like in high school and stuff, right?
And then after high school, yeah.
After high school, a little bit. I never would have figured you for a guy that peaked in high school. That's so weird.
Mike,
You are
you're
so
on
funny.
fire. You're on fire, Mike. I got a legitimate question. Nostalgia, is this only available on the Oculus Quest, or is this also on PlayStation VR or anywhere else?
Currently, it is a MetaQuest 2 title. As far as I know,
Okay.
I don't think it's anywhere else, but it's MetaQuest 2.
MetaQuest 2 Pro Era, guys. Make sure you check it out. Looks like it's $30, but hey, is it worth the $30, Nostalgia? Is it $30 well spent?
Yes, in my opinion, if you're a football fan, yes. Throw up the next video clip that I've got. I want to talk about this one a little bit. So this is in the Super Bowl. I can't recall. Hold on, pause that video first.
Hold on. I got you.
Let's pause it. I got it. Okay, so this
is the Super Bowl?
This is the Super Bowl. This is the
Okay.
Super Bowl. Okay,
Get ready.
If you look at the clock, there is 19 seconds left on the clock. It is a tie score, 21-21. And I think I've got something like 55 yards for the touchdown.
Okay.
I was panicking because I didn't want to go into overtime. I wanted to win this. And I was like, what am I going to do here? So I took a shot. I ended up doing a quarterback keeper. And I'll go ahead and let the video play and show you guys exactly what happened. So
Here we go.
here we go. And then you can see on the screen here, that's what you look like. Your dismembered head, body, and hand.
So you did a QB sneak all the
I
way?
did a QB all the way.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I spiked the ball.
What a score.
And you can see I'm freaking out here because I didn't think that was actually going to work.
Can I see these hand movements, Nostalgia?
Not here. I'm going to smack my camera, but yeah.
Look at it. Are you doing this? Are you
I was
doing
doing
this?
Illuminati.
You did the Illuminati thing?
Yes.
And you won the Super Bowl. Nice.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Lombardi trophy.
So you know what's crazy? I was so immersed in this and thought this was actually a real football game until I saw it was the Bengals versus the Panthers in the Super Bowl, and I realized that would never happen in real life. So
No, it's such a good game.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's an awesome game. I've been playing it a little bit as well, and it is tons of fun. Now, I hadn't figured out how to audible, so I just had to go whatever play the coach gives me. But I had a ball playing it as Josh Allen.
Oh, so you
Cool
played
game.
this too? You played
Oh,
this
yeah.
too?
Oh, yeah.
But you play. Dude, Josh Allen's kind of a beast, though. Let's be honest, man.
Yeah,
So-
he's my fantasy football coach. So I'm sorry, QB. So I wanted to go and play as him.
So do you remember when we saw Steven running in the touchdown and it was like just a pair of gloves, a disembodied head, and a shirt? That's what Steven actually looks like if you shave him.
That's exactly it. PDUBS, I got one more video for you just to show you that as good as the game is, it still has its problems.
Okay.
There's still some weird glitches that happen. And in this clip, let's go ahead and pull this one up here.
Split offset.
Okay, so in this clip, I throw the ball. I'll let you see it, but what ends up happening is something glitches. The ball bounces off of a player's head, and then the rest is just really strange. And I was literally sitting there thinking, what the hell is going on? But I'll let you guys check this out.
Post. Shotgun. Split offset. Ace in the post.
That goes right off of one of my linemen's head. You can see the ball shoot off. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then there's no whistle.
Oh, and it's just still going.
Everyone's still going. They're all running over there, and I'm thinking, like, what's going on? So I go over, It's like a good 15 seconds where the game's just like, yeah, not going to do anything here.
Well, you did have to walk pretty far, Nostalgia. You walked about 50 yards.
Well, no, because it's VR, the 2D version makes everything look farther away, but when you're actually playing, it's not that. It's literally like you're there. So it's kind of hard to explain because the 2D does it no justice. You're literally in that station. Everywhere you turn around and look, everything's proportionally where it should be. But unfortunately, like I've played the bowling, and bowling looked like it's like 2 miles away, the end of the alley. But when you're in there, it's pretty realistic.
Yeah.
You can't explain VR. You have to put the headset on to really get VR.
Now, guy, if you guys don't know this, Detroit Love is a big VR player. He also likes watching VR videos and certain websites at night. Is that right, Carl? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I try not to wait till night, but I have to.
Could be on his lunch break.
Carl, didn't you tell me you played a Scooby Doo game in VR there the other day?
Yes, was that Velma? I think.
Okay.
Cosplay.
All right, guys, we got one more VR thing, but it's only going to take a quick minute. Bear with us, and then we'll get to the arcade news. We know a lot of you are waiting for the arcade news. But also, do me a favor, guys. If you like VR content, want us to cover it more, I thought Nostalgia did a fantastic job on this segment. Give us a 1 in the chat. If you don't like VR, keep your mouth shut or put 0. We don't care. But yeah, let us know. Let us know in the live chat.
Keep your mouth shut.
And get a job.
And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to bring up something else here. And Michael B, take it away. You were super excited about this one. Tell me about it, buddy.
Yeah, I go out of my way to not play VR just to piss Steven Nostalgia off because he wants me to play it so bad. But I was watching the Game Awards the other night, and I was just so enamored when I saw this commercial. I thought it was for the game they released last year, Spirits Unleashed, maybe an update. But then when this broke out and I realized that this is Ghostbusters in VR, that I could actually live out my childhood dream of wearing like a viewfinder and actually being a Ghostbuster, I was like, oh yeah. Well, my Oculus Quest is finally coming out of the box, and this is going to happen. This looks absolutely amazing. I know it's very early yet. You don't really see much, but this looks like something I'm definitely going to be down with. And if there's some way to play this online with other people, like how dope would that be? Like 4 of us just get together one night and be Ghostbusters together.
So this is Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord coming soon to VR. It looks, I'll admit, Mike, I watched the trailer after you told me about it. I think it looks pretty cool. Now, what I can say is this. I do agree with you when you said, hey, man, this reminds me of, you always wanting to be a Ghostbuster. I totally see you putting on the Oculus Quest headset or the Meta Quest, whatever the hell you want to call it, and grabbing the gloves. And you remember Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters 2? When you come out and you go, I was born to wear this stuff. That's totally going to be you. That's totally going to be you. You're going to relive that scene in this moment. Taking a look at the poll in the live chat, I saw a ton of ones. It looks like people want us to keep covering VR stuff, guys. It's something I've always wanted to cover on the show. So we'll keep adding it as interesting things develop. So thanks so much for that feedback.
Yeah, like I've always thought of my channel and like as just more of a gaming channel. Mostly retro, but gaming, anything I'm interested in. My channel's about me, and I always thought Super Game Room Dudes was the same thing too. We talk about whatever bullshit Nostalgia wants to talk about every week, and that's usually not arcade. So,
oh, look at this! I want you to do a live stream playing that game wearing a Ghostbusters costume.
Oh, I will.
Like with a camera of you wearing the brown costume, right? So we can see you with the headset on plus the captured screen. That's what I want to see, Mike. That's what I want to see from you.
Yeah, then there'll be a ton of memes of I tried to download the Ghostbuster movies, but I think I got the wrong one.
Now, next week, since VR took a little bit longer than I thought, next week we are going to talk a little bit about some Steam stuff that you guys don't want to miss. Talk about some Steam Deck stuff. So we're going to have that coming for you next week. Carl, also, I love watching Carl play VR games. Carl, you're going to get more into VR too, aren't you, buddy?
Hey, I can make some videos.
That's my boy. It's your boy, Detroit Love. All right, guys, let's head over to the arcade news and let's see what's going on over there. We got plenty of time. Also, guys, just as a reminder, when this live stream ends, we are going to automatically redirect you over to our friend B Kong from Kongs R Us. He's going to be doing a live modding session that you don't want to miss on the Arcade 1-Up Ridge Racer cabinet. He's got the encoder board that Buy Stuff Store is going to be selling that converts your control panel on your Arcade 1-Up Ridge Racer cabinet into basically an Xbox controller. So your steering wheel, your shifter, your pedals will work, and you can play more games on your Arcade 1-Up Ridge Racer cabinet. So guys, you're going to head over to that stream right when this stream ends. Don't leave early. We'll end on time. We'll send you over there so you guys don't miss that broadcast. I'm excited to watch it myself. Go ahead.
Guys, there is a rumor that he may, in fact, peel it during the stream, so you might want to check it out.
Everyone, I want to see hashtag peel it throughout Kongs Are Us's live chat. That would be totally cool. All right, Mike, what happened with the Infinity game table this week? I know you wanted to... You mentioned this to me, and we talked about it. And I think it's good news for Arcade 1-Up on the Infinity game table. What do you think, buddy?
Well, I'm a late adapter to the Infinity game table. RESTALGIA told me over and over again I was an idiot for wanting one, but finally they went on clearance, a 24-inch one from the Brick here in Canada. I picked it up, and me and my daughter have absolutely loved it. It's a big family thing. Like, believe it or not, it's actually set up in our formal living room, and we all do play it. So this week they announced a new game, one I was so disappointed about wasn't already on the table because I didn't do a lot of research. What games are already on the table, but it came out this week. The game of global domination, Risk, and I am so very excited.
Yeah, that's a big popular board game, and it's a good game, and the fact that they're getting it's pretty cool. Now, I haven't tried playing it yet myself. Mike, did you pick it up? I think it's available now.
Yeah, it came out December 6th. I haven't had a chance to pick it up yet. Again, because of its location, my wife has been doing some trial work. So right now there's a bunch of legal papers all over the Infinity game table. So I'm hoping to clear that off and get to play it tomorrow.
So yeah, my dudes, if you like playing Risk, look at Rainwater Games, guys. If you like board game content, check out Rainwater Games. He only owns about 10,000 board games. My God. Make sure you guys check that out. And Carl, is it okay to share what's on the screen?
Sure.
Right. Okay. What do we got here, Carl?
With the holidays coming up, my family and I really enjoy Quiplash. It's from a company called what is it, Nostalgia?
Jackbox Games.
Jackbox Games. And they have tons of different, I have some technical difficulties here. Let me just play this. It's just a game that multiple people can play, and I can't see my screen. Sorry. And you just answer these questions, trying to be as witty as possible. The whole idea is to try and get people to vote or pick your answers over the other person, and you get points for each time they do that. You just go to this website, jackbox.tv, and put in the code, and you're all into this game. And it is a lot of fun. We look forward to the holidays. We never even play this game until the holidays, when everybody's over for Christmas. We get together Christmas Eve, and the whole idea is just to make the most craziest answers that you can possibly do. It gets pretty raunchy. It gets pretty, what's the word? Rated X, But people just try to get you to pick their answers. And yeah, I would say if you get together with your family all over the holiday, definitely pick this game up. It's not that expensive. They actually sell packages where you can get multiple games. So you can get this and their other games. And all their games are tons of fun to play. But Quiplash is by far one of our favorites.
And special announcement, since you can have up to 8 people playing online at the same time, and since we do have the ability where we'll be able to broadcast this, we are going to play Quiplash live on the next episode of Super Game Room Dudes. It's going to be a hilarious segment that you don't want to miss. You'll have all 4 hosts participating, plus, since we can have up to 8 players, 4 viewers, whoever can join first and get in on the action and play Quiplash with us. It's going to be all kinds of copyright problems. Let's keep it fair enough to keep it on YouTube, guys. So watch what you play, watch what you do. But yeah, guys, Quiplash is going to be a fun time for us to play with everybody.
Well, and PDUBS, you can not only have the 4 of us playing and 4 people from the audience, but you can actually have a bunch of other people within our viewers be in the game as the audience and interact with the game as well. So they can do voting and things like that. So it doesn't just have to be us 8. We can actually bring in a bunch of people who just want to play. They can do it right from their cell phone. It's a ton of fun.
Yep. Make sure you're watching Super Game Room Dudes on your TVs, on your smart TVs, and make sure you have your cell phones ready, viewers. And next week, you're going to play Quiplash live with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Should be a fun time. But let's get back to the arcade news, guys, because we got to make sure we meet our time limit tonight. And Michael B., what happened? Killer Instinct Pro. I think we mentioned this earlier, but it's on my list. Let's just mention it one more time.
Let Carl take care of this one, man.
Or Carl, yeah, whoever's got it.
Well, on one of the Facebook groups, somebody posted that the shipment, they received a lot of the KIs and the customs. So we know they are definitely en route. That timing is end of January was the estimate that we would get them. It takes time to get those things to custom. So it looked like they're on track for us to get them. I'm pretty excited, Michael.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. Like this is fun. Stringer Films just gave us a $2 super chat. Toasty, he wants to know if they're waterproof. I'm sure. Yes, they are waterproof. So I'm excited to get mine here in Canada. I was nervous that this would become a Burger Time thing. Like you're always nervous when you do a pre-order from Arcade 1-Up Direct for a product that's not going to be out for a couple months, that it is going to be like a Burger Time thing where you'll get it sometime in the next 2 years. But I'm glad to see these are on track, and we're going to be playing some Killer Instinct again by the end of January, and we will have spectate mode too. So very, 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 very cool.
Yeah, I've never pre-ordered the game and received the game. I've canceled a pre-order previously. I've never purchased anything from Arcade 1-Up directly. And I've never played Killer Instinct that I can remember. So this is a whole lot of new things for me. But I was excited about it. People ask me all the time, why you do that? Because I want to encourage these pro cabinets. I want these things to. I hope I'm not disappointed. But I encourage them. And I was talking to someone the other day. It's a luxury tax, right? It's like the first adopters. You're always going to pay the price. We know eventually this cabinet's going to come out and probably be slightly better than the ones that we're going to get here. But that's the price of progress.
Now, I am going to say something that I don't want people to take it as controversial. But then again, that's why we do these shows. Is I personally feel there is a lot of pressure on Arcade 1-Up with this product. This is their first, we've had XL cabinets, but this is the first Pro, and it's also the most expensive product that they've ever released yet. I mean, this is even more expensive than the Infinity Game Table. There's a lot of pressure on them to deliver a $1,000 experience. So when I see reviews from Carl and Mike, and I don't know what other content creators out there bought them, or hell, even just average people, average Joe customers who, post stuff in Facebook with their feedback. I want to see their feedback, and I want them to say, hey man, I got my $1,000 worth, or hey man, this is just a $500 cabinet that's a little bit bigger. Like, I can't wait to see the feedback. Guys, am I wrong in saying that there is a lot of pressure on Arcade 1-Up to deliver something amazing here?
I don't know, because that's a really, really controversial statement.
Controversy sells.
Wow. Controversial will be if Arcade 1-Up doesn't do well on this cabinet, they're out of business. But that's not true. I think
that's stupid to say, but go ahead.
Are you saying I'm stupid? Like, what's happening?
No.
Here?
I said
exactly what he said.
I
can't believe this. This is so controversial.
No, Mike, I agreed with you. If somebody said, if this cabinet, let's just say the cabinet sucks and gets bad reviews, is that going to put Arcade 1-Up out of business? No. So I agreed with what you just said. You said it would be stupid to say that. I agree with that. But there's a lot of pressure on the Pro line. Like, if this cabinet gets all kinds of bad reviews and people think it sucks or there's issues with it, like, people are going to be like, I ain't buying Pro? You know what I mean?
No.
Go ahead.
I think they're already up against a wall with the cabinet, because let's be honest, there was a transition in marketing within Arcade 1-Up about around the time this came out. That's when the Bashir guy was with the company, and whoever made the decision for Killer Instinct to be their first Pro cabinet out the door, Obviously, that's not your $1 million decision right there. That's not the smartest one to make, especially with the timing. I mean, if you are going to put something out there, I will give them credit. It's a game that hasn't been re-released 1,000 times, so at least that's there. But I mean, how do you not do something like Street Fighter? How do you not do something like Mortal Kombat? How do you not do something with more of a proven track record? Killer
Pac-Man.
Instinct's an awesome game, but like that is not like a surefire, guaranteed seller. So they really took a chance on this one. Maybe that's why there's only 500. I hope that it's a really good experience, and I hope that we get our money's worth. I'm going to be honest with you, $1,000 US is a lot for an arcade cabinet. I don't think there's enough of an upgrade between like a real arcade one-up, between the XL cab to this to justify the price difference. I just don't think that's going to be there. Anybody who said that there's going to be enough to justify the price difference, there's not. Like Carl said, there's a luxury tax on it being the first XL cabinet. I'm hoping in the future this price point can come down, because really all you're getting is a little bit better speakers. Like the speakers were good enough anyways. Most of these games are mono sound, so the speakers were good enough anyways. We only wanted the better controls and the bigger form factor and a decent screen. That's literally it. So
It's a bigger screen as well too. Now, Michael, I would have to disagree here. I think KI is the best one, because they already have tons of these Street Fighters out there. I think less people would be interested, because I already got Big Blue. I got I got the original. I have all these things. It would be a tougher choice, I think, considering that KI is just a cabinet that you just can't get as often. Again, we talked this until we're blue in the face about the idea of reducing the price of the standard one at the same time you announce it. That obviously saturated the market a little bit, and got people to say, hey, well, why would I spend $1,000 so I can pay $299 or $399? So that was a really silly decision on their part to do that. I would have waited until after people bought the cabinets, but despite that, they did get enough people to buy it. So again, the interest is there. People are interested in KI, or either interested in seeing this Pro edition come to life. Either way, you're exactly right. It's not going to kill them if it's not successful, but it would definitely be a stain on them if they release this thing and it's just the regular cabinet just made bigger with no real improvement. So I'm excited. I'm also a little nervous as to what will be in that box when I open it up. But either way, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's call a spade here. That Arcade One Up hasn't had the best track record of delivering quality out to the fans lately and their own fan base. I mean, there's been a lot of negative press that's been deserved on the actions that they've taken. So it would be nice if KI Pro was a win, and you could restore some faith from your fan base that going forward, if you buy products, especially Pro products from Arcade One Up, you are going to get a Pro experience and you are going to get your value out of it. So I'm with you, Carl. I hope I love my cabinet. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, Arcade One Up needs a win. I mean, they've been getting kicked in the nuts left and right. NFL Blitz, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like, it's been a lot of negative press in this community. A lot of us are unhappy. I'm not buying anything until they push out the updates on those cabinets and give people what they paid for. So they deserve a win, right? They deserve a win. So, I mean, all these companies deserve a win, in my opinion. That's why we cover all of them. So I'm hoping this is a good product. I'm not hoping this product fails. I know there's some people out there who they're hoping it fails and hoping it sucks.
Their channel depends on it, PDUBS.
I know. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping people give some good news and say, "Hey, I like it. It was worth it." You know what I mean? I'm hoping. So we'll see. Because we all know if this works, Qbert Pro coming very, very soon. That's the next big money maker, right, guys? Right? A man can dream, right? A man can dream. All right.
Stop dreaming and start living.
Now, speaking of controversy, there's no bigger controversy right now going on in the Arcade One Up community than the Shaq Partycade. Michael B., what is going on with the Shaq Partycade? And why is the community in an uproar, my friend? What is going on with the Shaq Partycade? That the community, like pitchforks, torches, what's going on?
Well, it's not really that big a deal. I don't even know how
I'm
it
hyping
ended
it.
up.
I'm hyping
Yeah, I
it.
know, I know, I
I'm
know.
trying to
but-
be funny. Go ahead.
So it came up in one of the communities there the other day that someone picked up the NBA Jam Partycade, and one of the things that stuck right out, other than the absolutely hideous artwork, of course, and Shaq being branded all over the cabinet, is of course the marquee apparently doesn't light up. So we just went from a wave of partycades with light up marquees that everybody was really excited about, felt like the product was moving forward, moving in a good direction. You were getting a lot more value for your dollar. And then Shack Jam comes out without a light up marquee and just completely caught people off kilter. I mean, no one anticipated that. The person bought it and they were like, "What the hell?"
For $300, this thing should have had a light up marquee. There's no excuse for it, right? So what is going on, Arcade One Up? Why did you cut back on the light up marquee? Was the Shaq logo that expensive that you couldn't afford the light up marquee? Come on, man. For $300. So yeah, this is silly.
I think the biggest controversy with any of these products like this is it has no handle and it doesn't have a battery. You know, it's terrible. You know, you imagine you putting this on the back of the door and the cable's just swinging down there. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Am I the only one? This is out of control.
Every arcade, even the Pro Killer Instinct, should have a handle on it. Isn't that right, Carl? Isn't that what you're saying?
You never know when you want to take that somewhere. If you're going to the Catalina wine mixer, you want to make sure you can take your KI Pro with you.
All right, my dudes. So that's pretty funny. Oh.
Well, the real comment on it is it's amazing that this company somehow is moving to a new product line and making backward steps. Like, how does that happen? Where you're just like, you know what? Let's just cut out the light up marquee. Like Restalgia, I know you're going to chime in here with saying, from a business perspective, that's a wise business. Nope. Okay.
Nope. No, I was not.
No.
When you first brought this up to me, and you were like, "I can't believe they didn't put a light up marquee," I was like, "Well, maybe if they reduce the price and like what they're trying to do is like make it more cost efficient and trying to get it out to a wider audience." But if they literally just were like, "Okay, guys, great idea. We're gonna release the Shaq NBA Jam Partycade, except we're gonna remove all these great features that everyone's been asking for, and we're gonna charge the same price or more." That's the marketing plan. Then no, that's not a good business decision. That's a stupid business decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reality of what happened was they had these cabinets slated to be the regular NBA Jam well before Shaq came out, well before Marquise was backlit and sitting in a warehouse somewhere. And then Shaq came out his edition. They was like, we got to move this product. Just take out those PCBs and put in the Shaq version. Slap that big old sticker on there that says Shaq, and they're gonna love it.
Guys, just a heads up, make sure you subscribe to Retro Lizard. I just put a link in the video description below. You guys definitely want to check out his channel. He is one of our best modders in the community and also delivers awesome products that you can buy to mod your cabinets. He got his hands on the buy stuff encoder board to do the Ridge Racer mod. Again, this encoder board will convert, from my understanding, your Ridge Racer control panel into an Xbox controller. That way you can play and bring more games to your Arcade One Up Ridge Racer cabinet. When this show goes off the air, we're going to automatically send you over to Kongs R Us channel, where he's got the board and he's going to do this mod live and show you guys what it's all about. But this is an exciting thing for me personally, because you guys know I love my multicades. And if you want to add more games, they're going to kind of walk you through it in just a little bit, guys, in about 15 minutes. But before we do that, we do have to talk about some other companies out there in the space. Michael B, iiRcade. Anything interesting happened with iiRcade today?
They released R-Type Leo and their sales switched over. So there's a new allotment of games featuring fighting games, sports games, and RPGs, which is a very eclectic mix.
Sorry, Mike. I was responding to Conti. Yes, if I didn't make it clear, we have a redirect set up. You don't have to click any buttons. Once we go off the air, YouTube is going to send you over to B-Kong to watch his live stream. So just
guys, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us for Super Game Room Dudes tonight, which is also coinciding with PDUBS writing his memoirs. I'm sure you've enjoyed that throughout the show.
I'm not writing my memoir. Do you know how much stuff I've done behind the scenes? Do you know how much stuff I've done here? It's been
Dear
nuts.
sir, I tried your Wendy's biscuit breakfast this morning and I did not enjoy it.
That's true. That's kind of true. That's kind of true. So yes, iiRcade did release R-Type Leo in their store, and I did purchase it today, I did play it, and I am number 4. Well, at least when I played it, I ended up being number 4 on the global leaderboards with over 1 million points, and I did beat the game. Can I give you guys some feedback? And I want the viewers' feedback, because a lot of you guys have played R-Type, R-Type 2, and R-Type Leo. I've never played R-Type Leo before. I've always played R-Type, R-Type 2. But can I say this? I honestly didn't think it was as good as the original R-Type. Like, I honestly thought it was a step down from the original R-Type. Like, there was no charging of weapons and things like that. Like, it just felt like it was missing stuff. Mike, what do you think? And guys, let us know in the live chat. Like, it's good, and I had a good time. But I think the original's better. Usually, what do you guys think? Let me know.
Well, it's like, your first love, like, when you're a teenager and you're out in the woods and you do it for the first time, you think it's the most magical thing ever. And then when you get your wife and she's like, oh, no, I don't want to do that stuff. And it's not the same, it's still a good experience and you'll always enjoy it, but it's not as good as that first experience, is it?
Well, most of us haven't had it in the woods, so it's kind of hard to compare. But I'd imagine I'm just not a fan of these. I call them kitchen, everything but the kitchen sink shooters, man. I can't survive.
You don't like those?
I can't survive more than 5 minutes if I make it that long. It's just too much. Give me Galaga. Give me Galaga. That's more manageable.
Endless One Up gave us a $2 super chat for the Wendy's joke. Thanks so much, Endless One Up. We greatly appreciate it. Michael B does it raw in the woods. Confirmed. Way to go, Jason. Again, big shout out to our moderators tonight. A couple weeks ago, we instituted a 0 tolerance policy. That's right. No more YouTuber drama allowed during our shows. And you guys have done a fantastic job moderating our shows. And everyone's been having a great time the last couple weeks, especially the hosts. We've been having a really good time. Thanks so much, moderators. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so anyways, I'm excited to see R-Type Leo. I'm not familiar with this game. I just bought it. I got excited. The hype train for R-Type. So I'm excited to see them bring this whole series out there. I'm hoping next on the list might be Raiden, or do you guys say it Raiden? How you say it? Maybe they can bring the Raiden series to iiRcade. I think that'd be a nice fit too. It's the home of shooters, so good stuff there. And also the sales were pretty dope today. I picked up White Knight for $10. It's one I had been looking at a long time. It's one of the more expensive titles, so good to see it on sale. And I also picked up Breaker's Revenge, because that is one of the fighting games on the iiRcade that's online as well, right?
Breaker's Revenge is on the iiRcade, yes.
Yeah. No, online on the iiRcade.
Yeah, it's online. Yeah, you can play online. Mm-hmm.
So, if Restalgia has it, me and him can fight later.
Yes, which
and
you
I'll
should
just beat
do.
you like I do in every game that we play together.
Which you should do. Oh my God, can we not talk about Cocaine Bear this week? I really just want to move on from Cocaine Bear. I don't want to talk about it.
When you're doing it in the woods, man, that's the type of thing you come across.
Bard gave us a super chat, $2. Where's our snippet on Legends Unchained? Legends Unchained is still a covert thing, but if you're a good boy, good stuff happens around Christmas. That's all I got to say.
Hey guys, I have a question for you guys. When are we going to get Vanguard? Can we get Vanguard from anybody?
What's Vanguard?
You guys never played Vanguard?
Hold on,
best arcade game
sounds super
ever.
familiar.
Why does that ring a bell?
play
Why
tons
does
of
that ring
that.
a bell? Vanguard?
Yeah.
Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard. I don't know if they can get the position because you got like shoot from 4 different directions. But Vanguard was a game I enjoyed. You can pull it up then.
I'm pulling it up now. As I type my memoirs, like Michael B says, when I'm producing the show here.
Well, iiRcade get Vanguard first. Anybody in the chat, you guys familiar with Vanguard? I'm the only one.
When you're producing the show, what are you doing? HTML coding? Like, I don't understand.
Oh my God, I do a lot more here than just push buttons, Mike.
He's
There's a lot
programming
more
our
going on
website.
here. Oh man, hold on, I gotta get these ads off of here.
Carl, is Vanguard a new game? An old game?
No,
It's like a
Vanguard.
like an 80s
Why
game.
is it? What is this?
An
Oh,
80s
this.
game?
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Here's
This?
Vanguard.
Yeah. See, that's
Carl,
my R type.
Carl, this looks boring as hell. I'm sorry. I'd
Look,
rather
man,
play R
this-
type.
Look, you
This
can't
looks
shoot-
boring.
Look,
Let the
until
man
you play
speak, Sean.
Vanguard, you don't know anything about it, man. You got to press, you got to shoot up, down, back, behind you. I mean, that's out of control. Vanguard's a lot of fun. This looks like these things. Look at them bouncing things, man. You can't get away out of these guys' way. Look at that four-way shooting. This is classic, man.
Wait. This is included on the AtGames. This must be one that I've skipped over 100 times.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
have to try. I'll have to try this out. Thanks, Papa
I
Brad.
definitely didn't know it was on the AO.
All
I
right.
have to check it out.
Guys, I honestly
See,
this is what,
you ask the question and you get the answer.
look at that.
AtGames comes to the rescue.
Carl, you're gonna have to log in though. You know that, right?
Oh shit.
All right. All right, guys. So so Vanguard looks like 1981 SNK. Guys, Carl would like to see this on the iiRcade. If you agree with him, put a 1 in the chat. If you're a Vanguard fan, if you think this game is not as exciting as R-Type, put a 2. Any other
Look,
thoughts on
I
this?
had trouble with Vanguard. You think I'm gonna do R-Type Leo? Stop playing with me.
Hey, you know what's funny about R-Type Leo is
See, it's like
the-
Pac-Man. Look, you get indestructible. Come on, man. Where else you gonna get this?
R-Type Leo, you could easily go through the first level, maybe even 2 levels without dying, right? But R-Type, but once you get to the final 2 levels, it was a massacre. I probably put like $10 in quarters in to beat the game. So, but it was still a good time.
Whoa. iiRcade doesn't have coinless operation. This is a sham. I can't play this machine anymore.
No, Mike, you know what I mean. Fake virtual quarters, you big punk. But yeah, that's what's going on with iiRcade. AtGames, anything going on with that? Oh, I have something for AtGames.
Well, apparently they have Vanguard. That's the most exciting news I had at Games in the year.
AtGames has Vanguard. I'm gonna.
Carl just sold 1,400 Legends Ultimates with Vanguard news.
Let me find it here.
I
Okay.
have to put that on the Pro, the Gamer Pro. Play it on the 60-inch.
So I'm gonna have an overlay. It's gonna cover our faces, guys. My apologies. But
It's okay.
a couple of viewers had
I have a
reached
face
out.
made for radio anyway, so go ahead.
A couple of viewers had reached out to me. How many of you have had an AtGames Legends Ultimate 1.0 cabinet? And with that particular arcade cabinet, they released a firmware. I think it was firmware 5.68. We're talking the original cabinet, the one right here, the Sam's Club version, the one that came out 4 years ago, the OG. Well, when they did that firmware 5.68, and this cabinet is supposed to have, 350 games plus the 40 Taito games. You're talking close to 400 some games included on the cabinet. 100 games just disappeared in the firmware update. It impacted a lot of owners. But of course, this is an issue impacting only this cabinet, not the 1.1s, the minis, and all that kinds of stuff. Well, AtGames, it was reported, and AtGames has finally fixed it. It took them, a month? Was it a month to fix it? Maybe 2? Took them a little bit to fix it, but it's been fixed. So what happens is, AtGames, and this is a screenshot that a viewer sent me of a picture. Thanks so much, Mark, viewer, for sending this to me via Messenger. What'll happen is, for you specifically, if you open a ticket with AtGames and say, hey, my machine, user ID, whatever, is missing some games, they pushed this game pack to his system, and once he downloaded it and updated his system, he got his games back. And apparently they sent out the fix today to multiple owners of this cabinet. So the reason I'm bringing this up is, my dudes, if any of you are missing some games on your Sam's Club cabinet, open a ticket with AtGames customer service. They have the fix, and they'll send you the fix, and you'll get your games back.
Can you put that picture back up just really quickly?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, make sure it's exactly what you see you click, because if you click something similar to this with just a couple spelling mistakes, it's actually a picture of Nostalgia comes up that goes, and it's the corruption code from Jurassic Park 1.
You didn't say the magic word. That's so true.
So, Michael, basically what you're saying is they had to get Nostalgia out the way before they can get this released to everybody, huh?
Basically, everything's been running like a smooth sailing ship since Nostalgia left AtGames. It's incredible. The company is just on fire.
Yeah. I have
Thanks for
so-
getting Vanguard in there before you left, though. I appreciate that.
yeah. So some people are asking, was it a licensing issue or was there something else going on behind the scenes? Guys, I have no freaking clue.
Glitch.
All I know is people updated their firmware, lost 100 games, and if you want to get your 100 games back,
And you
That's
hadn't
how
had
you
it for
do
2
it.
years.
yeah. So I don't know.
The craziest thing was they lost 100 games, and then they didn't know for about 3 months, and then they started complaining, and AtGames was just like, you didn't know for 3 months. Did you really miss him?
Oh, some people were asking because Michael B and it looks like our arcade machines are on fire. I meant to mention this when we were talking about iiRcade, but iiRcade, every week, they rotate the attract mode that's on the system. So they've added the Yule log, which it'll probably be this until the end of the year, I'm assuming. So nice little fireplace stuff. I work from home and I had that on and I had the volume at about, I don't know, 25, 30%. On attract mode. So you got this little fire burning and popping in the background. It was actually quite comforting while I was working here in my office doing my day job. In fact, it was so comforting, it put Restalgia to sleep right below me. Take a look.
Mine
I
is
love your
open.
nostalgia.
Mine is open.
Why are your machines not on in the background? Are you
Oh,
having
do you wanna know the truth?
financial problems? Is your power out?
Yeah, I can't
There's no
afford the
banana either.
electricity, so I don't have a
Yeah.
banana today.
He's
Couldn't
running off the
afford
battery
the,
on my countercade right now. So
that's it.
No
Yeah,
banana
yeah.
tonight. No banana tonight. The viewers feel cheated. All right, guys, we have 4 minutes left in the show. Anything else going on that you guys want to talk about before we send people automatically? You don't have to do anything. YouTube will send you automatically to BCOG once we hit the end button. Go ahead. Anything else going on, guys?
Yeah, I miss. I don't know if the viewers know this, but we actually had a specialized Yule log sent out to our machines last year from Michael at iiRcade that had Alyssa Milano on it.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
No, they paid. No, they. The Cameo app.
Yeah.
The
Did they buy the
iiRcade
commercial rights to it?
The iiRcade people bought. No,
It was
The
just.
iiR-
It wasn't out to. It wasn't out to everybody. It was a
It was just
special
to
thing
those
just sent out to
Yeah.
our machines.
So what happened is Michael and Jong at iiRcade wanted to play a joke on Michael. They knew about his crush with Alyssa Milano. They paid for a cameo from her, the cameo where you pay and you get a shout out. She sent them a video saying, "Hey, Michael B, I hear you're my biggest fan. No, you have no chance. Blah blah blah." You know what I mean?
It was a little rude, to be honest.
And then they took that video, uploaded it to the attract mode, and sent that specifically to me and Mike's machines.
That's so funny.
For about a month straight, I had Alyssa Milano talking to me on my iiRcade behind me. It was pretty funny. Like I'd be sitting here working. Hi, Michael B. It was pretty epic. And I know, Mike, you probably, you spent a lot of quality time staring at your arcade machine when she was on there, didn't you, buddy?
I did a lot of arm curls.
A lot of arm curl. How many
well,
boxes?
obviously, Alyssa doesn't like the wood in the woods, so that's why you're out. Sorry.
Fox says she was way out of line. There you go, my dudes. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I mean, that was a funny joke. And everyone else got the normal Yule log. We got the Alyssa Milano Yule log, which we did play it during our Christmas episode. Yeah. So if you guys go back and watch our Christmas episode from last year, you'll see the clip of her.
And if you watch my latest TikTok, I'll send you directly over to that old Christmas YouTube video.
Charlie Chuck. That's epic. That's epic right there. Oh man, that's just too funny. All right, my dudes. What else? What else you got going on?
That's it, baby.
That's it. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and pull the plug early. All right, my dudes. As always, big shout out to our moderators. Another great episode and an awesome live chat. You viewers are awesome. The moderators are awesome. Give the moderators a thumbs up and a big shout out in the live chat. Guys, if you enjoyed the broadcast,
more important than Michael B is.
They are. If you enjoyed the broadcast, do us a favor. What are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button. It's right there. Click the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. And Carl, whenever you're ready, send these fools over to B's channel. You don't have to do anything. YouTube is going to redirect you. Go ahead.
All right. Well, also hit that. Where is that? That like button right there. All right. And make sure you go to all of our channels, subscribe, Stay out of the woods. Check out Vanguard. And until next time, we'll see you in the woods.